Hey, it's Heather, and welcome to another episode of Adventures in Gardening. So I've learned to record my YouTube videos on days when the sun is not out, because no matter where I am in the house, I get this. See, I get this. Or worse, I get that. But so we're just going to go forward and forget the shadows, and I'm probably going to have to move a couple times. But I wanted to talk about buying seeds, because now is the time to buy your seeds if you haven't bought them already. So now my favorite seed company does not need Heather Thibault to advertise for them. They have plenty of people advertising for them. But they're still my favorite seed company. Now, I do order from quite a few other seed companies. I love Fruition Seeds, Botanical Interests, I love them. But I buy the majority of my seeds, because I have for years, through Baker's Creek. I really like the way that they do business. I love their catalogs. I love the Gettles. I got to meet, when I say I got to meet, I'll elaborate a little bit on that. I got to see Jer at Comstock Ferry in Wethersfield, Connecticut, when the Gettles owned that business. And, you know, I just get so, you know, fangirl when it comes to these people that I admire for what they do. And I follow them, you know, through the years as they have this tremendous growth, like Baker's Creek. And so I was with my family, and it was a festival that they did in the spring. And I'm like, "Hi, Jer. Should I call you Jer or Jerry?" And he's, "Oh, you can call me whatever you like. How you folks doing?" That was the extent of our conversation, and that was enough for me, because I was like, "Oh, he said hi, and he knows. He called us folks." So anyway, so I got my Baker's Creek seed catalog, and I just think it's, you know, the Gettles' way of saying, "Hey, don't forget to order your seeds." But then I got a second catalog, and I'm like, "Oh, they need me to order my seeds today." And then I got a third catalog. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I better sit down and order these right now." Now, I know that this was a clerical error, and these will not go to waste. I will pass them on to somebody who loves plants. So I was all set up on the floor to do this with all of my seeds around me, because I want to go through the catalog and show you what I'm going to buy this year, but I also want to show you some of the seeds that I'm going to grow from, that I'm going to continue growing from last year. But then the sun was just so crazy, so I moved. I'm standing now. So anyway, so I'll see if I can do this gracefully. I don't really know. So the most important thing I can tell you about buying your seeds, well, the most important thing I can tell you in 2021 for buying your seeds is you need to do it now. I put something in my cart that sold out before I made my purchase. That normally doesn't happen. Now, it's going to take a while for the seed companies to recover, per reading online and on social media. It's going to take a while for them to recover from the buying that happened in 2020. So, you know, you got to, I'm not saying they're going to run out of seed, because I think there will always be something to purchase, but it might not be exactly what you want to buy. And yes, my sister, I'm talking to you and all of you out there. So the most important thing I can tell you about buying seeds is make a list of what you eat, okay? It is so easy to be tempted by things like this that are so beautiful. I'm like, "Oh, I could grow that." But we don't eat that, all right? So the first thing is to make a clear list of what it is that you and your family eat, and then go shopping, all right? Then when you've bought all the things that your family eats, then you can go back and buy some of the novelties. I've become victim to the novelties so often over the years. So, all right, so I'm just going to skip right into it. So I need a new bush bean this year. I decided, I've been growing Provider for a few years, and I had grown Slenderets some years ago, and I really enjoyed those. They were more tender, longer and skinnier. But this year I'm going to go with jade bush bean, this one right here. And my reason is because, oh, it says it's a market gardener's dream with home garden flavor, 55 days. All right, so that's why I picked that. So that is the new bush bean that I'm buying this year, that I have bought already at the time of this filming. I've already purchased. I clicked buy on my cart. I'm also going to be growing a new cabbage because I love cabbage. I love sauerkraut. We eat quite a bit of it. I've not been really great at growing cabbage, but this year I'm going to try this one right here. Okay, it's called Glory of Ekhunsen. It's 90 days. It says it's early, excellent keeping variety that is a great producer for kraut. So you had me at kraut. There are pictures of calendulas in here, and this is actually the one that I grow, but I have my seeds saved for that. That's strawberry blonde calendula. I'm not going to show you everything that I'm going to be growing this year, just like some of the new things and some of the really cool things that you might want to try. Because when you get a catalog this thick, you know, it can be overwhelming. Cauliflower, again, cauliflower I haven't been really great at, but maybe it's the variety that I've been trying. So I'm going to be doing this one. Okay, that is Robert cauliflower, and my reason for it is it says despite fluctuations in temperatures, that they still maintain a tight head. So that's why I picked that one. Oh, I'm growing this broccoli. I already have the seeds. No, yes? Yes. Well, is it a broccoli? I don't really know. Is it a broccoli or is it a cauliflower? It's the Romanesco. I'm not really sure, but I'm growing that one. The carrots, this new carrot, oops. And my reason for growing that one, again, because I did grow it last year, and I did have some at harvest time, and they were just so fantastic. The roots can power through tough soil and blistering heat, producing winning roots. Okay, that sounds good to me, because my soil has many rocks in it. On to cucumbers. Now I have saved from last year, I've got this one. Market More 76, that one right there. So I saved those, and that was a great cucumber for pickles. But this year I am going to try one that is actually not a cucumber. It's like more like a melon. This one right here. The Armenian yard-long. So my reason for trying this is because when I was researching last year, when I was in the trenches with the striped cucumber beetle, this was something that people were still successfully growing when they couldn't grow the cucumbers. I don't know, you know, I had the striped cucumber beetles go after squashes and melons too. So we will see. It's just, you know, it's just one of those things that I'm going to try this year to see if it works. Oh, I just remembered I have something in the I have to go to the basement real quick because I've got a zucchini that I stored down there. So, okay, so I did not buy these zucchini seeds this year. This one right here, zucchini rampicante. Okay, I did not buy them because I do not need them because I already have them. But I really loved this one as a straight from the garden, still green zucchini. But I left some on the vine. Oh, that side's dirty. I left some on the vine to become winter squash. So I picked this one in October, I guess. So the seeds are in here, and I'm going to be cooking this up, and I'm sure that I'm going to love it. So that's my zucchini that I'm growing this year. I think the only zucchini I'm going to do. I say that, but then I'm like, what? Then I find another zucchini, so whatever. All right, so we did cucumbers, we did zucchini. Let's see what's next here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that maybe this one is kind of, well, no, it's not for fun. It's horehound. The white horehound, because I want to use it medicinally. I grew it years ago, and I moved it a few times, and it just kind of fizzled out. So I'll be growing that one again, and it's perennial here in zone 6. Okay, all right. So maybe this one's for fun too. I don't really do melons well. I mean, I do tomatoes and salad stuff and garlic. I do those really well. Melons, I got a few. I did tiger melons last year. That was fun. My sister wanted to do pepino melons this year, but I just couldn't bring myself to purchase them, so she's going to have to purchase them if we're growing them, because some of these seeds some of these plants that don't have a lot of seeds in the fruit, they tend to be a little more expensive. So I'm going to do, this is one of those social media wonders, the Kajari melon. So I'm going to give the Kajari melon a try this year and see how that goes. And onions. I said I was going to grow onions. I'm doing some red onions that I saved the seeds from last year, but I'm also doing this one right here. This one's called Glabo. So let's see, what does it say? Why did I pick this one? Oh, it's complex flavor and divinely sweet with a spicy finish, perfect for raw eating and salads. Good storage onion. There you go. I wanted a storage onion, and that's the one I'm going to do this year. This is the pea that I'm growing right here, tall telephone. I grow a lot of different peas. I'm not going to remember the names of them that I grow at all right now. I'll flash it up on the screen. But this, I wanted to grow a shelling pea, and I hadn't really decided on what I like best. So I went with tall telephone, and they are now sold out of tall telephone. So I had to buy them from Hudson Valley. So they had them. So Hudson Valley Seed Company. There was a place in Oregon that also had them, but if I had to choose, I'd choose the closer place. So I did. So I'm going to grow my tried and true edible potted peas, my edible pea pods, my edible potted peas, and I'm going to grow tall telephone as my shelling pea. So peppers. I'm going to try, I didn't even have a good pepper year last year. Oh, I should take that back. I had purple peppers, quite a few purple peppers, purple bell peppers. So, but yeah, I stunted the plant's growth, threw them out in the spring, and it was too cold. But that's why I didn't have good peppers last year. I'm going to try this one right here. Biquito yellow pepper. I saw it on another website, and it just looks so cute, and I'm going to be doing the Craig's Grande jalapeno right here, and I am going to be growing this one, Lesa peppers. Now I have seeds saved for Cubanelle peppers, and and the pepper plant that I started off with today. Okay, so this is this. This is empty. There's nothing left in there, and that's why I was like so depressed. I didn't get to try any of these peppers, the Mira pepper last year. And come fall, I'm standing in the driveway, and my cousin Michael stops by, who grows really awesome peppers. Okay, he's a really good pepper grower, so I've got to do a mind meld with him this spring and find out his secrets for growing great peppers. But he said to me, he's like, I'm tempted to dig up some of those plants and bring them inside. And I'm like, bring them inside, yes, I will do that, because I wanted the seeds from this pepper. Now, I dug this up, I think it was October, and this fruit came after that. All right, so obviously it is ready, and right now, right here, I'm going to open it up. Oh, dogs are barking. Okay, so let's refresh my memory why I wanted to grow this pepper. You can see there's a little brown spot because I'm starting to wait a little too long to harvest my fruit. I still will be tasting some of this. So the reason that I picked this is because it is, and I don't think I saw this in the catalog, and I have not checked the website. It's a Polish variety, super early, yeah, yielding large crops. It says they make great container subjects. Oh, well, then it's in a pot. All right, so I'm going to open this up so we can see the seeds. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so there's the seeds up in there. And all that I'm going to do now is just scrape them on out and lay them on some wax paper and let them dry. So let's go ahead and taste it. What if it's terrible? It's not going to be terrible. Oh, it's yummy. Slightly sweet, like a bell pepper, but slightly sweeter. Okay, I'm excited, so I have the seeds for those next year. So now that I have harvested, this is a sad looking little plant, it really is, but we've got some new growth. See the new growth right there? Okay, so there is hope for this pepper plant. Still, I'm going to keep it in the sunroom. So that is it for the new seeds or the incoming fresh out of the packet seeds that I'm going to be ordering this year. Right now, that's what I'm ordering. I mean, I might change. There's a few things that I'm still looking for. I want to grow milk thistle so that I can have milk thistle tea, and I want to grow motherwort, and I didn't find them like that, so kind of gave up, moved on. So I have my seed box that is just a box that my daughter helped me put together a very long time ago. This was a homeschooling project. It was all about putting things in alphabetical order. Okay, so I have not gone through this to the point where some of these I will have to throw out. There's a cutoff for some of the plants. A few years. It depends on the seed too, it really does. Some things you can keep longer than others. I take this box and I keep it in cold storage in the basement. All right, so I know that I'm not even going to bother going over all of the greens that I'm going to be growing. We'll do that. We'll do that another time, probably when I'm planting them. Most of them are here. They're still in their bags where I put them. I know it's terrible. I should take care of that. I might take care of that now that I've just confessed to all of you. But things like arugula and all the different lettuces, the escarole, the basil I think is still in there too. There's some kale, so I won't be getting into the kale too much. These are the arugula seeds. See them right down here? I just put all of the pods in this bag and I crunched them, and then, you know, they all sunk to the bottom. So that's the arugula. I'm just going to show you some of the highlights because I bought seeds at the end of summer. I was buying seeds as they were getting them back in at Baker's Creek, and I was just watching that all the time. The tomatoes, I'm not even going to talk about tomato seeds today. They were ordered in fall, so I have all my tomato seeds, and we'll save that for another day because there's a lot of them. I don't know, a lot, a couple dozen, maybe more than that. But I ordered borage last year, which I tried to grow as a fall crop. No, it didn't work out. So I will be growing it in the spring. I've grown it before. It's a great edible leaf. It tastes like cucumbers, and it's really super pretty, and the bees love it, so I love it too. This is a bean that I grew in the fall as a fall crop. I think I started it, I'll have to flash it up on the screen. I don't remember, so I'm not going to say. But it was a short season. I want to say it was like 50 days or something like that, maybe 55 days. It doesn't say on the back here. This one, we don't eat a lot of sugar at our house or much of anything sweet. And we had some friends over. I'm like, you gotta try this bean, you know, fresh, raw, out of the garden. Like, tastes like cream soda. And he's like, apparently you've never had cream soda before. But so not only do I have them still in the pack, but I saved them from the garden too. This is a great bean. It's a pole bean. All right, it had a great kind of sweetness to it, cream-like, vanilla-like maybe. So I love that. Now I grew Marvel of Venice right next to, I started this one in the spring and it didn't do anything until the fall. I'm still going to grow a few. I love to see this color next to this color, so I'll grow a few of those where the pole beans go. Basil, I've got the lettuce leaf basil, the Thai basil. I ordered Thai basil from another seed company. I do grow a little bit of Tulsi every year. Tulsi is a great herb. Does a lot of really great things for people. Doesn't do a lot of great things for me. Worked for a while and then it didn't work anymore. So I still grow it because, you know, if I'm talking to somebody and they start, you know, telling me their woes, I'm like, oh, you need Tulsi. And I'll pick them some Tulsi. And yeah. So beets, I do have some beets in here that I need to throw out. Most likely they will not be. Oh, here comes the sun. Anyway, but the one that I really loved last year is this one. This is an albino. Can you see it? Yeah, albino beet. It was sweet, didn't really have that earthy taste to it that all beets do. I like the earthy taste, but I also liked this one. I'm gonna have to turn us so that we're a little more in the orange tree. I'm gonna be like right up against this orange tree. There, I think that's better. Look, it's gonna grab my hair. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, so broccoli. Yeah, that is the broccoli that I'm growing. I have this from last year from Heart Seeds. I buy Heart Seeds over at our local feed store. I tried this one as a fall crop. It was dumb for me to try it as a fall crop because of how many days it takes. But sometimes I'm like, well, maybe, you know, winter will never come. It did. It came. So it's 75 to 100 days. So I will be doing this one in the springtime. This was the one that I grew last year that I'm like, I don't know if I like it. I'll probably do a few plants still and see, you know, give everything another chance. It was a really stressful year for the plants last year because of the drought. I've got cilantro seeds that I saved and mammoth dill that I'll be growing. I've got this chamomile that is a large flowering chamomile, so it's larger than the normal chamomile. I tried to also grow this as a fall crop, and technically I should have been able to when I started it, but it didn't work out for me. So I'll be growing this one again. I've got the white celery that I have seeds in the pack, plus I have saved seeds from the white celery. I probably will not be growing celeriac. Yeah, they're out in the garden still, and they freeze, and then, you know, the sun comes out like it is now and they stand up again. They never became anything last year, and I started them very early. It just didn't work out. Never say never, but I probably won't give them as much space this year as I did last year. I will be growing just a few of these in the springtime as a second year. Super disappointed in them last year. They never, in the springtime they bolted. In the fall they just didn't do anything. I have purple dragon carrots. No. I have cosmic purple carrot seeds that I have saved. This is empty. What I need to do is I need to cut the fronts of the seed packets off and put them on the new container that I have for the seeds. I already talked to you about the cucumbers. I still have some of these. Really didn't get anything from them last year. This one right here, I did get quite a few cucumbers from. I saved my own seeds. Such a delicious, it's a delightful cucumber. I can't say enough good things about it other than striped cucumber beetles are jerks, and yeah. I also have some Boston picklers. Yeah, these guys, I'll be growing these this year. I didn't really get much out of them last year. All right, so FG, I'm going through the alphabet. I've got kohlrabi seeds, like so many kohlrabi seeds. I don't know if I'm going to grow them again. My sister had good luck with them. I didn't so much. I love scarlet kale. Love, love, love scarlet kale. I'll be growing that again. Plus I have saved seeds. Oh, I want to talk about rutabagas. So these rutabagas I started in early spring last year. It took the entire season and they sized up in the fall. I wish I had given them so much more room in the garden. I love rutabagas roasted and I love them in soup. So I left some in the garden hoping that, there's plenty of seeds here. Yeah, plenty of seeds. But I was hoping that I would grow my own seeds as well. I'm going to do the watermelon radish, which I did order watermelon radish seeds, but I love this radish. This radish right here can get to the size of a softball and still be edible. I'm not kidding. And it was a rough summer. It was hot, hot, hot. I love that radish. I will do, again, I'll do the daikon in the fall. I don't have daikon radish seeds. I got to get on that. I saved the seeds from the perpetual spinach, which is a Swiss chard, and also this one right here. This is called Biondo de Lion. This is a really large leaf one. And I want to talk about turnips. Yeah, I love turnips. Doesn't everybody love turnips? This one was amazing. I grew this as a fall crop and I wish there had been so many more of them out there. I couldn't tell the difference between this and the radish though towards the end. Yeah, I had to taste them in order to tell the difference. All right, I think that took us through my entire box of saved seeds and the things that I know that I'm going to do, with the exception of these. Let's see, the scarlet runner vine. Yeah, I have plenty of these. This is a great kind of in-between crop, in-between bean crops in the late fall. That's why I grow this. You can eat them just like green beans. You just don't want them to get too big, honking big, and that can happen. That can happen quickly for these. Other than that, I want to show you how I save the other seeds. I'm not going to get into it too much, but this little packet right here, when I go get my teeth cleaned, my hygienist gives me this, filled with a toothbrush and floss and stuff, and I use this to put my seeds that I've saved. Most of these are tomatoes. There's some cucumbers in here, but that's the envelope. These are coin envelopes that you can get at Walmart. And then my tomato seeds that I have bought in, I keep like this. And this is one of the ones I'm growing this year, the green zebra. So I think that that's all that I have to talk to you about today, about the seeds that I'm going to be growing and why I'm growing them, and hopefully that'll help you think through before you buy any seeds. What do I eat? What's the best varieties to buy? Just because it's pretty in the catalog doesn't mean that it's going to work out great in your garden. Read the reviews. The reviews are always so helpful. And I was trying to help all of you out there in similar climates to me. Zone 6 in Connecticut, that's where I am. We're Zone 6, but we don't get a lot of snow cover for the winter. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But I was hoping to be able to help you to kind of sift through the good, the bad, and the novelties of the seed catalogs. At the very least, go through your catalogs if you have them, or go online, get your seeds purchased. At least the ones that you know that you're going to want. I just have this feeling that that there's going to be a shortage again. There is always there's always people like me in your neighborhood. I can guarantee you there are people out there that maybe it just doesn't come up in conversation because it's kind of weird to, you know, hi, how are you? Yeah, let me tell you about my seeds. I have this huge collection of seeds. It doesn't always come up, but you can put it out there and say, hey, anybody want to do a seed swap with me? And you will get the most interesting seeds. If you are new to gardening, it is so important to just learn as much as you can during these down months. Just totally like, what do I want to grow? And YouTube is such a great resource to do a crash course on how to grow food, because there is nothing more frustrating than putting your time, your effort, and your money into something that fails. Spring fever is real, okay? It's spring fever. You get it in the spring, and then people usually get over it after that, and then they have fall regret. Okay, that's when you're like, oh, I spent all that money and for nothing. I can't tell you how many people I talk to that end up feeling that way. Don't give up. Just start a little smaller, okay? If you are new to this channel, subscribe. I want to help you. I want to help you succeed. I want to help you to grow your own food, and think of every day as an adventure in your garden, because it really is. So thanks for watching, and get out there and make today an adventure. We'll see you soon.